A polar bear is a mammal. A mammal is a warm-blooded animal. The body of a warm-blooded animal stays about the same temperature in both hot and cold places. A mammal has body parts called lungs for breathing air. It also has a backbone. A mammal's body is covered in hair or fur. A baby mammal nurses or drinks milk from its mother's body. Polar bears are marine mammals. Marine mammals live mainly in oceans. Polar bears are excellent swimmers and divers. A polar bear can hold its breath for over 1 minute underwater. Could you do that? A polar bear's habitat is the Arctic. A habitat is the natural place where an animal lives. All polar bears live in the North Pole region, or the area surrounding the North Pole. The climate in the Arctic is cold, dry, and windy. Some parts of the Arctic are covered with snow and ice year-round. Now there are also many polar bears that live in the southern regions of the Arctic. In these areas, the pack ice melts in the summer. Pack ice melts slowly, so polar bears stay on it for as long as they can. A polar bear has a keen sense of smell. It uses its sense of smell to find food hidden under the snow. Its nose can smell very well. A polar bear uses its sharp teeth to tear into food. A polar bear has small bumps on the soles of its paws. The bumps grip slippery ice. The soles, or the bottom, of the bear's paws are also furry. The fur keeps the bear's feet warm. A polar bear's life cycle begins with the birth of a cub, or a baby polar bear. Cubs are born in groups called litters. Most litters have 1 or 2 cubs. A mother bear feeds and protects her cubs, and when the cubs are about 3 months old, the mother begins teaching them how to hunt and swim. By the time most polar bears are 2 or 3 years old, they are ready to leave their mothers and live on their own. Newborn polar bear cubs weigh only about 1 pound each. Cubs cannot see or hear. Their eyes and ears are sealed shut. Their tiny bodies appear to be furless, but they have fine, short hairs covering their skin. Polar bear cubs are totally helpless when they are born. Their mother must feed and protect them. When the cubs are about 4 weeks old, their ears open and they can hear. About 1 week later, their eyes open and they can see. By the time the cubs are 2 months old, they begin exploring their den. The cubs also begin to wrestle and play together. By the time the cubs are about 3 months old, it's time to go outside. When cubs leave their den, they stay close to their mother. Their mother teaches them how to survive in the Arctic. Over the next few years, the cubs will learn important skills from her, such as swimming and hunting. The mother bear works hard to protect her cubs from danger. Male polar bears may attack and eat the cubs if they get close enough to them. The mother will fight males that are much larger than she is to save her cubs from harm. Adult polar bears are solitary animals. That means they like to live alone. Polar bears hunt, feed, and sleep by themselves. When 2 polar bears meet in the wild, the larger bear stays where it is, and the smaller bear runs away. When a female polar bear is ready to give birth to her cubs, she makes a cozy den. The den is a safe, warm place under the ice and snow that is protected from the harsh Arctic winter. Inside this polar bear den, the cubs play together while their mother rests. The cubs will wake their mother when they are hungry and want to nurse. When only 1 or 2 polar bear cubs are born in a litter, there is a greater chance that the cubs will survive. The mother bear can give both cubs the care and protection that they need. This mother bear is watching for predators while her cub sleeps. Polar bears spend the winter hunting for food. They are carnivores, or animals that eat other animals. Polar bears hunt and eat animals such as walruses, narwhals, beluga whales, and many types of seals. They also eat smaller birds such as seabirds and their eggs. A polar bear also swims underwater to get very close to its prey, sitting on the ice. As soon as a polar bear finds its prey, it attacks. One blow from a polar bear's powerful paw is enough to kill most animals. A polar bear can eat 4.5 pounds of fat every day. This polar bear is eating a seal. In summer, when the ice begins to melt, polar bears cannot always find enough prey. Most polar bears have to stop eating during this time. When polar bears are not sleeping, they are usually eating. If there were no polar bears in the Arctic, there could soon be too many seals and whales. These animals would then eat most of the other animals. Before long, many Arctic animals could be left with no food to eat. It is good that we have polar bears to keep the balance of nature in the Arctic.